You should have been told different things when you were diagnosed with PCOS. Hey there, my name is Julie Duffy Dillon. I am a registered dietitian and I've been helping people with PCOS for about 20 years to promote health and healing without dieting. This is part 2 of 3. What I want you to know in part 2, I know that the first thing you were told about PCOS is that you had to cut carbs and or sugar. You needed to exercise way more than you have been. They even that's Doug. He's very angry too. What I know to be true is most people with PCOS have told me that they have tried ever since they were diagnosed. And if you were newly diagnosed, you probably already have been trying to cut out carbs, to cut out sugar, to exercise more. Did they even ask you what you've been eating? Did they even ask you how you've been moving your body? Because I have a feeling they did not. Most people with PCOS, they have been trying for as long as they've known they had this to manage it through diet and exercise. And what that diet and exercise is, recommendations, they've been like super extreme and ambiguous at the same time, which includes, cutting carbs and sugar forever. Maybe saying things like you just can't eat anything white. You have to exercise even when you don't feel like it. Working with people with PCOS for years and years, diets seem to work in the beginning, if at all. And then they just stopped working. If you've been trying to diet to manage your PCOS and it hasn't been working or it never has worked, please know that you're not the exception. You're not doing it wrong. Diets are the wrong tool. I appreciate that it may sound like I'm saying the world is flat. No, this comes from 20 years of experience and also weight science literature. We know that for most people with or without PCOS, diets don't work long term. And when you have this condition that has lots of extra insulin and inflammation and you diet long term on top of it, it's only going to get worse. I'm going to go in great detail on that in part 3. So what I want you to keep in mind is that there are no diets currently supported in research that have been found to help most people long term with PCOS. This was spelled out exactly as I said it in the most recent evidence-based guidelines for people with PCOS. Even though they still recommended diet and exercise, they plainly said, we don't have a diet to recommend because none have been shown to actually help most people with PCOS long-term. That's a lot to keep in mind, and why I hope it also helps you question whether the diet as the main tool is really the answer for you. It's okay to tease apart weight and health. I grew up in the 80s and 90s. I was born in the 70s. And in the 90s and early 2000s, that's when all of this energy started to circulate on how we as a people in the United States are getting too big. And so I appreciate how this is something that is a foundation. And for many of you, you were born during that time. And so the only way you've been able to relate to your body is through my weight equals my health, which equals my worth. And let's make those equal signs be question marks instead. If you can find a way to untangle your weight and your health and your worth, you will do so much to help your PCOS long-term and help the community around you. All right, stick around for part 3, where I will dig even deeper into what you can be doing. This is what you can do to manage it long-term to promote health.